With AI being used everywhere, it's also now being seen on LinkedIn. But how is it best used on the platform? We're going to take a quick look at what to use in terms of AI, what to avoid, and how to remain sounding human on the platform while using AI. There's no question there's been a huge transformation on LinkedIn over the last 2 years when it comes to AI. LinkedIn's own experiments are ongoing, and we're seeing a lot more AI generated content, comments and messages as well. The algorithm looks to have been adjusted to take AI into account, and of course, with LinkedIn being primarily a recruitment platform, we're seeing it in recruitment too. AI is now being seen as a recognized skill. LinkedIn Learning has dozens, if not hundreds, of courses about AI that anyone who's a premium member can take and then get certification on their profiles to show proficiency. This skills assessment aim is something that's going to become more and more important now that AI has told us, or OpenAI has told us, that it is setting up a jobs platform next year that is going to be based around skills. We can also use AI for learning. I think there'll be a lot of that going on, certainly in terms of LinkedIn Learning courses, but also learning from other people. We'll be seeing more AI turn up in our analytics as well, as LinkedIn provides more and more detail about the posts and articles and newsletters that we publish. Event promotion and repurposing is a favorite of mine. Whenever I do a LinkedIn Insights or a Linkability Insights live stream, I always make sure that we repurpose the content to Kingdom Come. We do presentations, as in this kind of a presentation, a carousel or slideshow, infographics, articles, Facebook and Substack posts. We do email, newsletters, summaries, and all kinds of other bits and pieces too. So event repurposing is a really good use of AI when it comes to LinkedIn. There are other ways to use it in your content too, but make sure you don't lose the human part of you. A lot of content sounds very AI generated and people don't want to read that. They want to read something that they can believe is directly from you, using your opinions and your ideas. Engagement, we're seeing a lot more of in total really this year, as the reach on posts continues to decline, and in lots of cases we're seeing comments created by AI, and I'm not terribly fussed about those either. To be fair, I think we should be writing those ourselves. When it comes to profile optimization, LinkedIn has its own ideas about this, which don't necessarily do us justice. So my suggestion is to do sections of your profile as an update off LinkedIn when using AI and then import them back. And of course, recruitment and job searches, lots on LinkedIn now around that for anyone looking to recruit. Unfortunately, LinkedIn's own AI is still very basic. I imagine that will change, but at the moment it's still not very good. It is a premium feature. You have to pay for it, which kind of defeats the purpose if it's not very good, doesn't it? And there are better alternatives, and that is, as I have said, to use AI off LinkedIn and to then import it. So the way to do that is to build your own AI toolkit within your preferred LLM. Now, my preferred one is ChatGPT, and so I've already created brand voice guidelines, so whatever output I get sounds a lot like me. I've asked it to create a story bank for me. Anytime I get a great idea, add it to the story bank so it's there next time I need an idea for a post. Headlines are very important on posts, and so to have a good headline generator is one thing that really does make a difference. And I've got one that works really, really well based on an old, tried and true headline creation formula. Content repurposing, I've already talked about, but it doesn't have to come from events. It can be just other kinds of posts that you want to repurpose. So do think of using it for that as well. Semantic search protocols will help you be found off LinkedIn, which is going to become more and more important as people search elsewhere than Google. You might want to have an image generator, which I think is a great idea to ensure that the images that you use on your posts are unique to you. You'll need to become a bit of an expert in using this because at the moment the images are still fairly simple. An engagement strategy is a great way to build your use of AI, and that can help you create messages that you can then send to invite people to events, to follow different aspects of what you do online. So think about how you can engage directly with your connections and followers. And finally, it's very good for helping you create calls to action. That sentence at the end that will encourage people to do something that will move the conversation forward. All of these things come with some risks though, so do be aware that you will need to watch out for brevity and profile section. So as an example, we have 2,600 characters available in the about or summary section of our LinkedIn profile. And if you are using AI to create yours, it will try to make it shorter. So do watch that and use all the spacing that there is available. Lack of specificity, lack of examples, lack of opinions, lack of particular ideas is one of the things that AI tends to do. So whenever you're asking it to do something for you, do make sure you give it the specifics that you want it to include. And also, you don't want it to be bland. You want it to sound like you. You want it to sound human and not AI generated. We're all a bit sick of seeing those kinds of posts. And the other thing to remember, of course, is inaccuracies, mistakes, errors, or as AI likes to call them, hallucinations. AI likes to make things up where it doesn't know the answer. So you do need to double check everything. My suggestions are that you use AI as a draft only and then go back and edit very strongly. So make sure that the words are in your voice. You can then too expand what AI has given you, add in more details. But of course, you'll only get a decent output if you give it good instructions to begin with. So make sure that your prompts are very clear. You might want to create multiple stepped prompts so that you can take each part of your output or what you're trying to do at a time. So for example, if I'm repurposing content from an event, I will have one output generated at a time. I find that I get much better results that way than just putting it through the prompt and having all of the outputs delivered at once. It does like to cut corners. It will, of course, make mistakes, as I've said, so you will need to iterate continuously. By that, I mean update anything, edit anything, and make sure that everything is absolutely correct. You don't want to be coming across as talking about things that make no sense or are simply wrong. So do make sure that you are updating your prompts or updating your outputs and that everything is proceeding the way that you want it to if you were doing it just on your own without AI help. And the final thing to remember is semantic search is a protocol that helps AI to find and surface your content ideas and thought leadership. So make sure that you've set up semantic search protocols and run any output that you are going to publicly publish through the semantic search first of all before you do so. In order to remain human, you are best to engage personally rather than just leaving it up to AI, because believe me, people can tell. People also love telling stories and love reading stories, but AI can't really make up stories that have happened to you or things that you know about personally. So do make sure that you tell your own stories and have AI augment it for you rather than starting from scratch and making things up. And building relationships is the other thing I think is very important when it comes to LinkedIn and use of AI, because it's all about trust, building credibility, and authenticity. So build those relationships so people know that you are a thought leader in your field. The final takeaways from this are that AI is not yet the complete answer. It's doing really well. Look how it's come on in leaps and bounds in 2025. I imagine that will only continue for the foreseeable future, really. But it isn't the complete answer. So you do have to work within its constraints, and remember to stay human. But if you devise a strategy before you begin that talks about your ultimate goals, your objectives, then you'll be a long way down the track. And you'll also stay on track rather than go down some of the rabbit holes that AI likes to send you on. AI will continue to improve, and LinkedIn's own AI will continue to improve as well and evolve over time. So keep up with those changes, give it a chance every now and again and see whether it can do a good job for you or not. And finally, of course, you need to constantly develop your own AI skills. This is a journey that I think everybody is already on, and it's one that has no end at the moment. So just work with it in the way that makes the most sense to you, and use it in a way that really helps you with your own work. And look at creating your own prompts, because I think we get a much better result when it learns more about you and understands who you are and what you do. If you'd like to know more about how we are using AI with LinkedIn, please do check out our Linkability membership site. This is where we have a lot of information about all aspects of LinkedIn, but now we're really focusing on AI, helping our members to use AI ethically, responsibly, and most notably with great results. You're very welcome to pop over to linkability.biz and check it out free for 7 days.